Hey, everybody. I am Brandon Andrews with Values Partnerships. Our agency for the past several years has run a nationwide casting tour for ABC's Shark Tank, focused on ensuring that the diversity in the audience at home is reflected in the entrepreneurs pitching on the show. In a normal year, we do casting calls all around the country, big cities, small towns, and we get the opportunity to meet thousands of entrepreneurs and work with incredible partners. But because of the pandemic, we are in a virtual space this year, and I am hosting a series of events called Virtual Tank, where we have a conversation with a Shark Tank alum and then get the opportunity to hear pitches from the network of one of our partners. Today, we're partnering with the Black Wall Street Chamber of Commerce out of Tulsa, Oklahoma, as well as Atento Capital there in Tulsa. I'm really excited to introduce all of the entrepreneurs and folks in Tulsa and from around the country who are joining to our Shark Tank alum, but also to hear pitches from some local entrepreneurs in Tulsa, as well as folks that are joining us from all over. Here's how it will work this evening. We're going to do a short chat with our Shark Tank alum, Monique and Tyla-Simone from Sienna Sauce. We're going to have our partners, our local partners, share a little bit about their organizations and what they've been up to. And then after that, that'll take about 30 minutes. After that, we will go into hearing pitches from some of the entrepreneurs, both there in person in Tulsa, as well as some of the folks from around the country, as long as time allows. I'm excited, and I hope you're excited. Welcome to Virtual Tank. I mentioned that we always partner with local organizations. Today, we're partnering with the Black Chamber of Commerce out of Tulsa, Oklahoma. They're doing incredible work. Would love to invite Sherry Gamble Smith, who runs the Black Chamber, to come up and share a little bit about the work that she's doing, a little bit about the history there in Tulsa, which I know a lot of people are interested in, and also talk a little bit about how you're connecting with entrepreneurs and what you see as the needs for entrepreneurs today. So, Sherry, take it away.
Hi, my name is Sherry Gamble Smith. I'm with the Black Wall Street Chamber of Commerce. I am the president and CEO, and also the president and CEO of the Tulsa Juneteenth Festival. We are right now in the middle of a big festival, and we're really excited about what we are doing in Tulsa this year. The Black Wall Street Chamber of Commerce, we're hosting the Tulsa Juneteenth Festival. We like to say it's one of the biggest Juneteenth festival in the nation. A little bit about the Black Wall Street Chamber. We are the Black Chamber of Commerce for Tulsa, Oklahoma. We service the Black community, business community, and we definitely invite everybody in Tulsa, and we even have members outside of Tulsa to be part of our chamber. So we have this year, we are really trying to support our Black businesses. We know we have been through a pandemic, and we're still somewhat in a pandemic. And we definitely want to make sure that they have the resources that they need to be successful in their businesses.
Great, Sherry. Thank you so much for joining us today. I know you're working with entrepreneurs on a daily basis. Can you tell us a little bit about the programming that you have going on at the chamber right now, and also what some of your plans are for the future?
So right now, the Black Wall Street Chamber of Commerce, we are working on our accelerator and incubator program for Black-owned small businesses. Right now, we also have the Tulsa Black Contractors Association, and we are working with them to receive contracts. We know that historically that they have not been able to get contracts here with our city and on a state level, but we are definitely working with them, we also have a program that we are also trying to make sure that our Black small businesses have the resources. So we're working with the Small Business Administration with programming with them, teaching them how to and giving them the proper tools to be successful in their businesses.
Well, that's great, Sherry. Great stuff. Great to hear about the incredible work that you're doing, and I hope that you stick around for the conversation and maybe hear a little bit of the Sienna Sauce story, and also to hear some pitches from the entrepreneurs. So I mentioned that we're going to have a short conversation with an alum from Shark Tank. We have Monique and Tyla-Simone Crayton with us this evening. They are founders of Sienna Sauce and appeared on season 12. So this past season of Shark Tank. Monique and Tyla-Simone, how are you guys doing today?
We are doing great. It's such an honor to be here, and we really appreciate you for giving us this opportunity to be a part of something like this. It's super surreal that, we're going to be sharks today and we went in front of the sharks, which is something we also never expected to happen. But life is meant to be when it's meant to be, you know?
Yeah, definitely. Thank you. Like you said, I'll second that for having us. We're really excited to share our story with some who may not be familiar with us, and also just share the experience of the whole Shark Tank during the pandemic, what we experienced. I know it won't be the same this time around, but hopefully we could share some insight on just how things are going and share our story.
Yeah. And Tyla-Simone, you said that appearing on Shark Tank was unexpected, and of course, being here was unexpected. But that's one of the incredible things about business. Expect the unexpected. You have an idea, and you step out there on faith, and you decide to take your idea and actually make it into something, and then it blows up and can certainly exceed expectations that you may have. And so, yeah, definitely happy to have you here today. Let's start at the beginning with the story. Um, why did you start this kind of business? What was that moment that led you to say, this is a business that we need to start, and this is something that we need to put our minds and our hearts and certainly our hard work into?
Yes. So I created the recipe many years ago. And it always kind of was pushed on the back burner because life happens and it wasn't the time. That's why timing is everything. And when it was the time, my mom asked me, like, hey, would you like to bottle your sauce? And I was like, yes, like, why not? I didn't really have much else going on. People kept asking me who I wanted to be, what I wanted to do, and I'm like, I don't know. I'm 14 years old. I haven't even graduated high school yet, or even started high school barely. And it just felt like life was happening so fast, and I wanted to be in a position because I felt like a lot of my friends already knew what they wanted to do, but I didn't. And Sienna Sauce was that first sense of purpose for me. And so, I gave it my all, and I've been giving it my all ever since. And through that, I learned that, giving back to people and bringing happiness to other people is actually my true purpose. And food was just the beginning of that, because they say the easiest way to somebody's heart is through their stomach. So that's where we started. And we did it together. I mean, we were locked in a hotel room for 10 days during Shark Tank. We worked together, we lived together, and we do a lot of things together, and it's great. It's great.
Yeah, it's definitely a special relationship to not only have someone that a family member or a friend that you love, but to be able to do business with them and work with them in that way. And we'll get to the Shark Tank experience in a second, but yeah, 10 days locked in a hotel with anybody could be trying. I know newlyweds may, if they got locked in a hotel for 10 days, they may come out and decide to annul, because it is not it's not a setup of a place that a lot of people want to be, but you were committed enough to do it. One thing I want to highlight, or a couple of things I want to highlight. One, Tyla-Simone, I thought um, this was important. You said that you came up with the recipe, and your mom asked you, well, do you want to bottle it? Do you want to actually create this and make this into a business? And you said yes. Um, Monique, when did you see more potential in what she was doing and the sauce that she had created? Because I think so many people, again, have ideas or have recipes at home, and maybe they don't see the potential, or maybe they're nervous about stepping out and doing something new. And when did it kind of click for you, and you when did you decide, hey, I need to ask or push her maybe in this direction?
The party, right?
Yeah, so pretty interesting. She created, like she said, she was really young when she created it. Fast forward, we moved to Houston, and her aunt had asked me to make the wings. And I was like, if your niece makes the sauce, I'll make it. So the party was a hit, and everyone wanted to know, where did the wings come from? Who catered the wings?
Who catered the food?
Who,
They
yeah.
were they were
Like,
raving on all the food.
on all of the food, which had her sauce on it. So fast forward 7 days later, I was like, do you really want to do this? And if so, what's going to make your sauce any different? So I was like, let's put it on the wings. So we opened up a wing place out of our house. For a year, we ran Sienna wings out of our home. And that was just to test the market to see if people would even like it or purchase it. And we were
Everything
very
smelled like chicken.
successful. We smelled like chicken for a year. Our house, our
The
clothes.
joys of entrepreneurship.
Yes. And at that time, I was still working a full-time job. So they always knew when I was coming in because they smelled the grease on my clothes. So it was the joys of entrepreneurship. But it was during that time when I saw that how she was managing her employees that worked here right in this kitchen behind us is where we ran a full operation every Friday night. And I saw that she was really taking the initiative to wanting to learn more. So fast forward a year later, I was like, are you ready to bottle it? And she went on, I gave her $1,500, and she went online. She found a local bottle company. We got her labels from Office Depot. She made the sauce every morning, every Sunday morning, she made gallons. And we started to sell the sauce as people would come pick up the wings. We was like, now we have it bottled. And that was pretty much the transition. And I had a heart to heart with her. And I said, you're young in this industry, in this business of entrepreneurship is not easy. It's going to come with a lot of sacrifice, and you're going into becoming like a teenager, 14, 15, 16. So you're going to have to sacrifice a lot. And if you're willing to do that, I'll support you. And a year later after that, I quit my full-time job and I was all in with her.
Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Well, that is an incredible story of not only, putting um, someone you love, putting your daughter in a position to succeed, but also, putting your money where your mouth was, literally, but also quitting your job and putting your full-time support behind the business and behind what's happening. And so I think all of us can hopefully pray and hope to have someone as supportive as it sounds like you've been on our journeys as entrepreneurs. I think that support is really
I
incredibly
think it's
important.
really important that people understand a hustle and a business is not the same thing.
Yeah.
You know, if you're hustling to make a quick dollar here, or you have something during your hustle, you can really tell if this is something that can become a full-blown business. And you have to be aware of when those actions take place, and just, really focus on those, because selling wings out of a house, even sitting here today, I would never think that we would be like a full-blown business.
Yeah.
But
The wings were the hustle that led to the business of Sienna Sauce, because we were just like slinging wings, like who wants to buy some wings, taste the sauce. And then finally, we took the right steps to make it an actual business. And,
And what was that transition like? What were some of those steps?
I mean, it really got in our business when we applied for Shark Tank, because they
Yeah.
are all in your business, and it really showed us what steps we needed to take with like our finances, our team, just how we presented ourselves as a brand. And that really started kind of with us adding the right people to our team, because as entrepreneurs, we don't know everything. I don't know everything. I just graduated high school this week. So
Congrats on graduating.
Thank you. I definitely don't know everything. And that's why it's important to first continue educating yourself, but second, adding the right people to your team to better yourself as an entrepreneur and better your business. And so once we started doing that and finding the right people, it was able to take our business to the next level. And
Yeah.
that definitely benefited both of us as entrepreneurs and benefited our business tremendously.
And I'll add to that, when you're transitioning, when you're growing a business as an entrepreneur, you know the finances, wherever they're coming from, you're transferring from business account to personal account. So as we started to grow, like things really had to be separate. You know, we had to really start to make sure, like we're calling ourselves Sienna Wings and we didn't even see if it was available for trademark, like all of those things. We became, LLC, and there's just certain things that we had to do to move in a business direction if we really wanted to grow this as a company versus a hustle.
Yeah.
A hustle, you don't care if the name is available. You don't care if you're transferring money back and forth.
Yeah.
You're not looking for investors to really, it's just something for you to get by. But when you really want to take your company to the next level, you have to really think and plan strategically and get the right people in place so that you can grow successfully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And a big part of that is implementing like strategic things. Like for an example, say it's your house, right? And you know that the ketchup or the Sienna sauce is in the cabinet on the bottom of the cabinet all the way in the back on the right side. Like, you know that because you live there. This is your baby. But once you start adding other people into the scenario in question, maybe you have to bring the Sienna sauce to, the front side of the refrigerator where everybody would tend to know it is. And so it's like little things like that, just reorganizing your business so that anybody can run it and not just you.
Yeah. That's super important. Creating systems to put yourself in a position for success. You mentioned Shark Tank and Shark Tank being all in your business, which is a good thing. Let's talk about your experience on the show first. When did you first hear about the show, and when did you decide to apply?
That's funny. I've been watching Shark Tank since I was like 8 years old.
Mhm.
Me and my mom, we had just got a place after being homeless, and we didn't have cable TV or anything like that. So we only could watch like with this little satellite, like just the regular shows that would be on TV. And ABC just happens to be one of those channels where you can watch regular program television. And so every night we were like in front of the TV at 8 o'clock watching Shark Tank, like
Religiously.
we're not doing anything else but watching Shark Tank. Like, that's what we're doing. And for years we watched it. We love seeing like the people get deals and just the whole excitement, just the love around somebody's business, their passion. We watch people break down and cry on the show. Like, we really have been diehard Shark Tank fans, but we never really imagined that we would be on the show. And years later, Shark Tank reached out to us when they found out about our business in 2019, and they were like, "Hey, you should apply."
A casting director.
Yeah, the casting director. We were like, "Us, like, we should apply," and they was like, "Yeah." And so we applied. We didn't get accepted last year, but
In 2019.
and then in 2020 came around, and we reached back out. Follow-up is very important, and we were like, "Hey, we don't know if you're doing it again this year, but we would love to be a part of it." Now knowing that, hey, this could be a real like opportunity for us, and we got it.
Yeah, because they were going live in Dallas. So we're in Houston. So we were going to drive. So I reached out to the casting director and I was like, "Hey, we're thinking about driving this weekend to apply again." And he was like, "No, we have all your information from before. Just send us updated information and we'll see what happens." He's like, "Of course, we can't guarantee you anything."
Yeah.
And who knew that the process is vigorous. Like, all you hear through the whole process is, "You may not make the show." Yeah. You may not make the show.
That's why I didn't even believe it until I watched myself that night when it aired. And we didn't even think we were going to be able to watch our episode because there was a huge storm going on in Texas and the power had been out for a week, like no water, no heat,
Yeah, it was
nothing. It was
crazy.
just a giant snowstorm. So we didn't even think we would be able to watch our own episode. But finally on that day, everything came back on and we were able to see it. And it was like meant for us to see it. So that was just a really spectacular moment to enjoy with our family and everybody who's like been on this journey with us.
Via
Yeah.
Zoom.
Yeah, via Zoom.
Well, congrats again on starting the business, on applying to the show, reapplying, and I want everyone in the audience listening to get that. I want to underscore that because it's so important, not just for Shark Tank, but whether it's an accelerator program or you're looking for business funding or whatever it might be. Very often, for Shark Tank in particular now, people are applying 2 or 3 times before they actually get on the show because it is so competitive. Now, we do have people that get on the first time. It does happen, and would love for that to happen, more of that to happen this year. However, don't let not making it the first time discourage you. If you believe in it and you continue working, being able to tell that story over time, it is really compelling. And so congrats to you for doing that. Before we turn to maybe a couple of questions, if folks have questions, go ahead and drop them in the chat or drop them in the QA. But before we turn there, 2020 was a heck of a year. It was a global pandemic, but we still had Shark Tank. And so we had to make special provisions to keep the show going during a global pandemic. One of those special provisions was actually putting together a bubble during filming, much like the NBA put together a bubble for their playoffs down in Orlando. Talk to us a little bit about that experience and kind of the commitment that you had to make to see your dream fully realized after you got the invitation to come out and pitch to the Sharks.
Yeah, we took, I don't even know how many COVID tests. Like,
3.
We took, yeah, but
It's like 3.
the first one was difficult, like just having that thing jammed up your nose.
Yeah.
And the third time I was like, you know what, I'm
Just
used
do
to
it.
I'm used to it. But we really respected the fact that, they took into consideration everybody's health and well-being and that they cared enough to do that. Some people would be like, oh, that's ridiculous. Like, no, we really appreciated that because, my mom has underlying health conditions and we just wanted to make sure that, any situation we were going into, that we would be safe. And that was our first time traveling in months. And we knew it would be a risk, but they made us feel so comfortable that, we took it, and we're glad that we went and did it because, it was a great experience for us.
Yeah.
I will say the experience overall was a once in a lifetime experience. And I'm happy that we were a part of the pandemic season. Maybe in another 50 years, hopefully we'll never have another pandemic, but I will say I'm happy that we were a part of something so exclusive because everyone took great care of us.
Yeah.
I'm not saying they probably don't do that in Los Angeles during the regular season, but we couldn't even leave the hotel rooms once we got there. They picked us up from the airport immediately. We got COVID tested. We stayed in a beautiful Venetian, 3 meals a day. It was like we're on a retreat, but we couldn't go outside.
Yeah.
So
we watched a bunch of Family Feud and
Shark Tank
and practiced our pitch for those 10 days. So, it was just great to just hang out and
but it was a huge commitment because you have to remember we also still running a business.
Yeah.
So we're still in a hotel room running a business. She's still doing Zoom, speaking to different youth and stuff in the hotel room with the drapes in the back. We're still
and we can't tell anybody.
And we can't tell anybody where we are, what we're doing.
Yeah.
Our family, when we finally got our air date and we told our family, they were like, "What? When did you even do that?"
Yeah.
Like
because they knew that we were like anti-travel anywhere, like anti everywhere. So they were like, how did you even, like, when did you do that? Because we went ghost, like, on social media that whole 10 days because, like, we post ourselves in the hotel. We're going to get a bunch of text messages like, where are you? What are you doing? So it was really, like, our own kind of secret getaway trip. And
then after we pitched, like just during the pitch itself, on TV they make it look so close, but we still was far. Like we couldn't interact with the sharks. Like we still, it was still a pandemic. It was still a pandemic. So again, I'm just happy that we were a part of 2020 because our story will always like be special to me, even though we risked a lot by going and traveling, but it was all worth it in the end. And again, we still didn't know if we were going to make the show.
Yeah.
Like you still don't know. Even if you get a deal or don't get a deal, you don't know if you're going to make the show.
When you do get that air date, you have not as much time as you would want to get prepared, to make sure you have enough product to respond to orders, to do a watch party or any of those kinds of things if you want to do it.
We're still trying, and that was like 5 months ago.
Yeah, Shark Tank, it is at the end of the process, though, I think you're going to know your business in the way that maybe everyone should know it, but the way maybe you don't know it because you're so busy running the business day to day. It is in some ways like going through a little bit of an accelerator program. They're going to ask all the questions and poke and prod all the places. And at the end, again, whether you get a deal or not, or whether you get an air date or not, hopefully the process and going through it is positive for you and your business. Monique and Tyla-Simone, thank you so much for joining us and for sharing your incredible story with us. We're so excited. I hope folks that are watching will support your business. I know it's available online as well as in some retail spaces. And I know you're doing some retail expansion sooner rather than later and raising some funds for that. And so definitely, I hope folks will check out their episode one, but also check out Sienna Sauce. And it's I can personally attest that it's very good. We are going to transition now into hearing some pitches from entrepreneurs. We will. So here's how it will work. I am going to give everyone 90 seconds to pitch their business. 90 seconds will be longer than a lot of you out there maybe think it is. But what I want to hear in that 90 seconds is the problem or how your business, product, or service improves someone's life, your solution, so what your actual product is, what kind of market opportunity you think is there. I want you to tell me traction, so what you've done so far to build the business, and I want you to make an ask. Now, if you want to pretend like this is Shark Tank and make that kind of ask, feel free. However, if you want to make an ask that's more appropriate, like follow me on IG or go to my website and buy my product, whatever it might be, feel free. But never get on the stage and don't make an ask. I think it's very important that you as an entrepreneur get accustomed to doing that because you're responsible for bringing in resources for your business, not anybody else. And so definitely, whether you have a 1-person crowd or 1,000-person crowd, always make sure that you have an ask that's appropriate for them. So again, 90 seconds, problem, solution, market opportunity, traction, and ask. I know we have some entrepreneurs that are there in person in Tulsa, as well as some folks that are joining us virtually. We'd like to start with entrepreneur, hopefully joining us there in Tulsa, Frank Willis from Alpha Grill. Are you there, Frank? There in person? Again, problem, solution, market opportunity, traction, and then make your ask. You'll have 90 seconds. At 90 seconds, you will hear a ding, so you don't have to worry about keeping time. And then I'll give you some feedback, and we'll see what Monique and Tyla-Simone think about your business as well. So, Frank, give us your full name of your business, and then you can take it away.
How you doing? I'm Frank Bell Willis III. The company is Alpha Grill. We do barbecue with a twist. Okay. I created Alpha Grill in 2016. I built it basically with no knowledge, with no experience and nothing at all. And I created my own barbecue sauce, my own rub, my own injections. and I create all our little specialty sandwiches and everything else. And basically it went good. I mean, the first year was trial, we had a couple of errors. I started with a food truck, and then we went off to a trailer, then another food truck, and then I opened up a restaurant in 2020 during the pandemic. And now I'm working on another one. So probably the end of this year, I'll be having another restaurant too. Really, I'm just here for knowledge and to learn more about experience, because I don't know nothing about the business besides basically the backfield. I know everything dealing with cooking and people, so I'm just trying to get more experience and knowledge with the business.
Well, great, Frank. Give him a round of applause. Congrats on what you've built so far, my man. I'll start with Monique and Tyla-Simone. Well, before I do that, actually, want to note that he took about a minute to share all of that information for those that don't think 90 seconds is long enough. So plenty of time for Frank to share his story. But yeah, Monique, Tyla-Simone, would love to hear your thoughts on what Frank had to share.
Yes.
Yeah, well, first, congratulations on your business. That's
Yes.
amazing that you kept going. And I see
Thank
you have sauce and rubs, and now you're opening up a second location. I guess my feedback would be, how's your first location doing? And do you really need to open up a second one right now, since it's still pretty new since you opened it up during the pandemic? For knowledge and business experience, I always say, like, grow in your backyard first and just really become successful in what you're doing and then expand out. So that's my feedback to you. So if you don't have to open up a second one, you can always use that capital to invest and put back into the business that you're growing.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for the knowledge.
Definitely. And what I always tell a lot of people is there's three biggest ways, to find information nowadays without like having to go to school for it. You can always ask questions. So if you're in another situation like this where you have like a specific question that you want to ask, definitely ask that. A lot of information, especially for the CPG industry, consumer packaged goods, is online, and we've been able to Google a lot about, selling sauces, what are the preferred things that you need on your nutritional facts, manufacturers, so you can move away from that side of your business if that's taking a lot of time, if you're making your spices or your sauces yourself. And then the last one, mirror yourself to other businesses that you see around. Like my mom said, grow in your backyard, but find some mentorship. There's some other sauce companies out there, spice companies, and food service companies, I know for sure, that are doing packaged good and food service. So there's a lot of things that can be learned there.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I think that's great advice, and I have actually tried Alpha Grill and loved it at the food truck, and looking forward to having some more when I'm back in the area. The last thing, man, what's your ask? What would you like this audience to do to support your business? You obviously asked for some information, but is there anything else?
Yeah, to basically come out and support. You can follow us on Instagram, Alpha Grill, Facebook, Alpha Grill. We're everywhere. Google us, and pretty much that's what we're trying to do is basically put more love into Tulsa and open up more jobs for people too. So that's what we're really trying to do.
Yeah, that sounds good to me. That sounds good to me. Well, thank you so much, Frank, for joining us.
Thank you very much.
All right. So next, let's have Kayla Broughton. And I have 90 seconds. Just give us your name, the name of the business, and then I will start the clock.
Can you start the clock? Because I include that in my pitch.
Oh, okay. You came ready. All right.
We're going to try. 90 seconds.
All right. Yeah, I am starting the clock right now.
Research shows that 5 minutes of hand massage induces physical relaxation. My name is Kayla Brodson, and my business is Nails by Noel. At Nails by Noel, we strive to offer the ultimate professional salon experience. Despite opening during the middle of a pandemic, we've been able to service over 500 clients and provide over 1,000 services. As one of the few Black-owned nail salons in an Asian-dominated industry, our clients rave about the beauty and cleanliness of our salon, in addition to our ability to communicate, relate, and build relationships with them. A key distinct feature of our salon is we're currently in the process of securing a federal grant for an Alzheimer's disease program initiative. This would allow us to travel to local assisted living facilities and provide natural nail care, or that physical touch that's needed for Alzheimer's and dementia patients and their symptoms. Another key feature of us, we provide quarterly training for our staff to stay up to date on the latest trends and review client satisfaction surveys. Our ask is $175,000. This is to reduce 63% of our total liabilities, to create more jobs, for staff training, for marketing purposes, and operating cash on hand. With your support, we'll be able to be nationally recognized, award-winning, the best salon for you and the rest. Thanks.
All right. Great stuff, Kayla. Great stuff. Great stuff. Thank you so much for sharing your pitch, and congrats on what you built so far. My question is, you want the funding. It sounds like you currently have a retail location. Is that correct?
This is correct.
Okay. And with this additional funding, are you expanding capacity at the current location, or are you expanding to different locations?
No, this is for our current location. So we really want to increase our staffing. The demand is there. However, we need more licensed, qualified employees. So in order for us to be competitive and really capture all of our audience, we need more help, more training, and really more marketing as well.
Yeah, I got you. Monique, Tyla-Simone, what did you think?
I would like to say,
Go ahead.
I was just gonna say first, definitely about compliments. So I really like how you restated your name and also restated your business. And then I like how you took the extra step. Brandon had mentioned to say your ask, but you actually also said what you wanted to do with what you asked for. And sometimes people don't take that extra step. So I definitely appreciate you giving us more insight about what exactly you wanted to use that information or that money for.
I like that you tied it to a cause. So the fact that you are going outside of the salon and going into the homes and stuff that you were talking about, I think that that's important, especially with an ask, because people see that you're tied to a give back. And that's really important in a business as well. Mm-hmm. Overall, I also like that you highlighted that you were one of the few in an Asian dominated industry, because that's very important. You don't find too many Black-owned nail salons that are successful. Mm-hmm. So kudos to you for sticking in there and doing that. And I also like that you are looking for licensed technicians, because that's important as well. And that also tells about the quality of how you see your business growing. So congrats on everything.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much, Kayla. And yeah, looking forward to seeing your business continue to grow. Give her another round of applause. We'll have Matthew Vasquez come up next. Just like the first two, give us your name, the name of your business, and then you can take it away with the pitch.
Hey, my name is Emily Vasquez, and this is my business partner, Matt, also my husband. And yes, we are still happily married. Our business is called Secret Gardens, offering unique candles, sprays, cleaning products, and more. But the secret is our proprietary formulas.
That's right. Our business provides a line of vegan products, starting with vegan candles. We bought the company in 2020. Yes, I know, right before the pandemic, but nobody told us. Even against seemingly unsurmountable obstacles in 2020, we were able to triple the business in less than 1 year during a pandemic. This year, we most certainly will beat those numbers. There's a reason why music phenomenon Billie Eilish and music legend Shaka Khan called us for our candles. What most people don't know is that your typical candle has approximately 30 carcinogens. Yes, that's right. When you light your candle, you're breathing in poison. Not only are you breathing it in when it's lit, but it's also circulating in that same space when it's not. That same petroleum base that over 90% of candle makers are using, we don't. When we bought the company, the first thing we did was take those problematic ingredients out. The dangerous part of having petroleum products in your candle is it's dangerous for children, pets, women that are pregnant, and nursing. When we bought the company, the first thing we did was decide to convert it and get all those things out of our candles.
And because there are so few vegan candle makers, we have white labeled for some of the largest home network companies. We have a multi-thousand purchase order for one of the top brands in the home goods market right now. And typically people find us when they search for our vegan candles because there are so few options. And unfortunately, what makes our candles amazing, you cannot experience through the internet today, which is the smell. And let me tell you, it's really great. Our candles are not only safe, they last longer, they smell amazing. And we even teach people right here where we are how to make their own candles with their unique scents as a date night, a team building, or even a girls' night out.
But our mission is success is service. This isn't a mantra, but it's who we are. When we got married, Ellen DeGeneres wanted to know about our motivation to help people. And when our story went viral, using our wedding to raise money for human trafficking victims in Ethiopia. And it's simple. It's just who we are. With this business, we target the most challenged communities. Each candle helps us impact a child through local nonprofits that are proven. Since our SKUs average a margin in roughly 70% and higher, it allows us to be profitable, competitive, and generous. But we need your help. With all the opportunity around us, we need a partner to empower us to scale wisely and strategically. We need equipment to keep up with the demand, and we feel it's our duty to deliver a product that is good for people, especially right now in this pandemic. So we want to know if you want to help us.
Let the secret out about Secret Gardens.
Our ask is $150,000.
Well, the secret is out. Thank you so much for that pitch. Incredible job. So where are you right now? And I know you're in your space, but where are you actually located? Where's the business?
We're actually in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma.
Okay. So you're in the Tulsa area, and you said you need to raise funds for manufacturing equipment. Do you do your own manufacturing now, or are you using a co-packer, or how does it work? I know you have a specialized product, so that may not be an option.
We do it all.
We do everything right here. So we have in our store, we have a production facility right next door, and we hand pour each and every candle that leaves our facility.
Wow. Okay. And tell me about what you'd like to do outside of manufacturing. Are you planning to have more of these locations where people can come in and make their own candles or learn about it, or is that a part of your plan?
Yes.
We've been approached to scale we've been approached to scale in a big way with different outlets throughout the nation so far. So our hope is to be able to take an investment and move forward strategically and with people that understand that franchise side and scaling even better than we do, so that we can do it right the first time.
I got you. Well, thank you again, Monique Tyla-Simone. Would love to hear your thoughts on the pitch.
Hi, congratulations on everything.
Thank you.
Yes, definitely. So I'm curious on how your e-commerce business is, because I know you're talking about scaling and franchising, but I was more curious about, do you have a successful e-commerce business? And if so, then why are you thinking about opening up more locations? Because the overhead is more, e-commerce is more profit for you.
Yeah, and you're right. And our e-commerce is healthy. For us, part of what we do, and where we're standing right here, you can see over to the side, we have a candle making facility where people can come and do these experiences that you just can't get online. And we're living in a world where experiences are sought after more than just the movie theater, and getting to do things with people that are team building, relationship building, and that kind of thing. You're living in a world where the average person pre-COVID, 90% of Americans bought 2 candles a month, and in COVID, it went to 7. So not only are we allowing people to buy a candle, but we're allowing them to make a candle. And there's just something about that when you can say, I've got to buy a gift for mom or grandma or whoever, and instead of just coming in and getting it off the shelf, ordering it online, can I come in and make it myself? And of course, the answer is yes every time.
Is it?
I love that.
Because we watched actually on Shark Tank, there was I know this is not the same, but it was a truffle company, and they kind of sent out boxes of supplies and hosted virtual classes for their consumers. They bought the box online, they sent them all the ingredients that they needed, and then their consumers made the dish with the truffles. So is there any way that y'all can send a box of supplies and they can do candle making at home? And then all you have to do is create a virtual video class and everybody can sign on at once?
The cool part is we have, that was a big thing that we did during the pandemic. So we had several parties that were already planned for our facility, and obviously March hit and April hit, and we thought maybe we were going to get out of it, and obviously it just got worse and worse. So these parties started dropping off in person, but they still wanted to do the parties. So we ended up getting put into a position to transition these parties into a box, exactly how you're saying. And so we've done that, and it was successful.
What is your social media? We're trying to follow you.
She loves candles.
It's SG Candle Co.
Okay.
So we're on Instagram and Facebook
Okay. Thank
Everybody
and, and TikTok.
Yes.
Well, all right. Thank you again for sharing your incredible business with us. And please drop your email, your website into the chat. I'm going to move you down back to the audience and invite up Bonafide Colbert to pitch next. So we'll have them come up. As we're transitioning, Monique, Tyla-Simone, would love to hear a little bit more about what you've been up to since you've been on the show. What have you been up to with, I know the business is continuing to growing, but what have you been up to?
We have been tired. I mean, that's the biggest thing, but tired is good because that just shows like how we've been working, so hard. Shark Tank happened, the Shark Tank effect happened, and we were our only employees. So we were packing all of the orders, but fortunately we were able to find and hire people fast enough to get, the orders out. And then after that, we went into other opportunities. And like my mom said, we've been focused on opening our campaign, because after Shark Tank, we got a lot of responses like, hey, how can we support you guys? How can we, be a part of this more? And so the investment campaign that we're opening will allow anybody to invest in our company. And the minimum investment will be like $100 and anyone can invest. And so that's an opportunity that we're excited about. And we did it last year. And it really just gave us the opportunity to allow our community to invest in us, because as Black women, I didn't know that much about investing. They don't really teach you that in school. And so if we can be a company that can educate people on how they can invest in themselves and invest in brands that they like, then that's something that we want to do if we have that opportunity. So that's something that we've been working hard on right now, so we can get it up and running and launch that this summer.
And our rebrand, just really quick, we're rebranding. We're really excited about that. In July, you'll see a fresh face for Sienna Sauce. So we've been building that up, and we have a new flavor that we're releasing that we're really excited about as well.
So take a look, because this is the last time you'll see this label right here.
Yeah, so that's some of the things we've been working on, just growing the business, having full-time employees now that's working with us, not for us, and our rebrand, and then the launch campaign, and getting into more stores. So we're excited.
Well, that is incredible progress. Congrats on what you've done. The thing with not just entrepreneurship, but with life is success just signs you up for more work. You get a new job and it just means you work harder. You get a big opportunity like Shark Tank, and that just means you have now more time to more orders and more stuff to do with your business, fundraising, etc. But it sounds like it's going to be a great summer for you, and definitely looking forward to seeing all of that. We had Onifade on video. Okay, we got another young entrepreneur here. All right, so just like the other entrepreneurs, we'll give you 90 seconds to pitch the business. Would love to hear problem, solution, market opportunity, traction, and for you to make an ask. And then we'll give you a little bit of feedback. Your name, the name of your business, and take it away.
Okay. My name is Onifade. I'm a 13-year-old business owner. I am the owner and head baker of Onifade's Cookie Company. I started when I was 6 years old on hopes to plan my way to Nigeria, to pay my way to Nigeria, to learn my family's tradition. And at first, it started as a bake sale, and then everybody started to love them, and it snowballed into an awesome and function business. And we got several corporate accounts and wholesales and events too. And I want to have cookie shacks. And I want to be the cookie king of all shacks. And have them everywhere, just like you see. The snow cone shacks will be everywhere. I want to be that everywhere around and be the cookie king. And my mom birthed me when I was from birth. My mom grew me up on organic foods. I was a preemie, all of 1 pound and 12 ounces, and look at me now. And
Great.
And I want to, with my money, I want to start a community garden to bring more fresh organic fruits and vegetables to North Tulsa, and all of treats with made naturally products, and of course, all made with love. And for all that are gluten-free or vegan, we got you covered too.
That's great, man.
And
Thank you.
follow
Yeah,
me
give 'em a
on
round.
Instagram.
Yeah, we'd love for you to drop your Instagram in the chat, or drop your website in the chat. And thanks so much for sharing your business with us. And congrats on the business that you built. Is that mom there behind you?
Yes.
Hey, Mom. Thank you for supporting him. Thank you for the work that you're doing as well.
Thank you.
Monique, Tyla-Simone, I'll start with you. What did you think about the pitch and about the business?
Yeah, so first off, kudos to Mom. Shout out to you. You know, I know what it is to support your young entrepreneur and all endeavors. I'm excited to see that you're working with your son. And in reference, I love the whole slogan, Cookie King. Like you should brand that. That's just so cool. Definitely a way, you know, people can recognize you. Sometimes you have to like rebrand her as the sauce boss, the CEO sauce boss. I love Cookie King for you. And I can't wait to try your cookies. Do you ship? Do you ship your cookies?
Yes, we ship nationwide.
Okay, so yeah, we're gonna have to go to your website and try some cookies. Try everybody's stuff. We're really excited to meet everyone tonight. So good job.
Yes, yes.
Thank you.
For me, reach out anytime. You can have my number, and that's for any entrepreneur on here. My number is 832-400-1137, and I respond. So definitely reach out, and I also put it in the chat too.
Okay.
That's great. That's great. Thank you so much for sharing that feedback. And all I have to say is I know that this is your early on in your career as an entrepreneur, maybe one of your first times pitching, but you did a great job. You know your story. I'm going to follow up with you with a couple of tips. Some of the order I think could be rearranged a little bit to make it a little bit more compelling. But definitely congrats on what you've done. So far, the most important part is the traction, and you certainly have plenty of that, it sounds like. And yeah, looking forward to seeing everything for joining us tonight. And we'll certainly be following up with you. Thanks for everything. And I'll have to make sure to try it next time. Next time I'm in Tulsa as well. Okay, we see you. We see you. So Tiara, just like everyone else, we'll give you 90 seconds. To pitch your business, give us your name of your business, and then you can take it away with the pitch.
Okay, hi, my name is Tiara Parker. I am the CEO and founder of Enhancing Beauty TP and Fearless Cosmetics. I have been working and operating as a professional makeup artist for about 6 years now. And I just recently, within this past February, launched the cosmetic line of Fearless Cosmetics. I've personally dealt with fear a lot of my life. And here recently, actually the end of 2020, God downloaded the vision to me to just not combat this thing alone, but to drag women along with me so that we can continue to, fight this fear and to really overcome it. So with it, our mission is to encourage, uplift, and inspire women to truly to live and to be fearless with all of our cosmetic products. So specifically with our lipsticks, they are tied to affirmations, and all of the affirmations are to really just to empower them internally. So it's not just about enhancing a woman physically within her beauty, but also empowering her mentally within the thoughts about herself. So with them being affirmation lipsticks, they're also long lasting, long wearing. They can last up to about 12 hours. In addition to that, we offer lip scrubs, lip oils, and I forgot the other one. It's okay. And with all of the products, we specifically have them named and tied to words and statements that once the women are applying them, I want them to specifically state that affirmation aloud and to live and walk it out. So if your lipstick is I am bold or I am fearless, which I have on today, I want you to live and to walk out and being fearless. So far, we have sold over 500 items, profiting about $3,000 within the past 4 months. It'll be 4 months this week. So I'm really at the point now with my ads of wanting to get into retail locations. I desire to get these products across the world because I'm really seeing it as a movement. It's bigger than cosmetics for me. It's not really just about the lipsticks and the lip oils. It's about women being empowered and truly just understanding who they are and us all living out the authentic version that we were created to be. So with that being said, if you would like a lipstick, lip oil, lip gloss, lip scrub, all of the above, definitely follow me on Instagram at I am Fearless Cosmetics. Or if you would like to book me, I do travel, Enhancing Beauty TP. And I hope for you all to see our products in your store soon. All right.
Great. Well, congratulations on what you've built so far. If you ask me, that affirmation works because you pitched fearlessly. So thank you for coming up on stage and sharing what you've been working on. Monique, Tyla-Simone, I'll start with you. What are your thoughts on the business? And then I'm happy to share a couple of things as well.
Yes, no, congratulations on everything. And, I'm excited because my mom and I, we both wear lip gloss and lipstick. So my one question was, what is the push to go into retail? Because retail is very saturated and it will cut your margins. So I see you as a very powerful online brand where you can even have t-shirts that you pair with your lip gloss that, you know, people can rock their lipstick and their shirt that says be fearless, be bold. So just what is the reason for wanting to go into retail over focusing more on e-commerce and online?
First of all, I like your idea. I do have bundles with some shirts that you can get tied in with your lipstick. So we're here with that. Honestly, to get into retail, I feel like it's a way that I know that it'll reach people quicker. You know, if it's in a Walmart or Ulta or something of that, they have access to see it. Unlike online, I would have to make sure that they have access to the website or know someone who can refer them over to it. So for me specifically, it's for that reason. But honestly, I want to have my own personal retail establishment. So I honestly really want a Fearless Cosmetics store and just franchise that all over. So, but I do love the idea of what you're saying of just like being that online brand that just takes over. So I'm gonna sit with it.
Yeah, I mean, because women are in, you know, there's a lot of women empowerment going on right now. So
Yeah.
the best way that you can capitalize on that is, you know, through social media right now. Maybe a TikTok with the lip gloss and, you know, the shirts. Like those are the things that are trending right now. And I know for us, we both had that big push of wanting to be in stores. But, you know, what happened to us is we got into a store, but we didn't have enough recognition for when people went into the store for them to choose us over someone that they had a lot of recognition with. So it's really equally important for, yes, push to get in the store, but also push for more people to refer your website, to know about you off name, off brand, and things like that. Because once you're in the store, they will remove you as fast as they put you in there. So remember those things and keep that close as you grow your brand. But totally excited to see where you go, and we will definitely be following you.
Thank you so much for all of that advice. I appreciate it. Thank you. And I want to send you something. So if you did put your number in the chat, I will contact you to get your address to send you some stuff.
Thank you.
Definitely wisdom. I don't want to say beyond her years, but definitely incredible wisdom from Tyla-Simone about the retail space and the retail relationship with business. Getting into retail is certainly a milestone. However, when you get into retail, you not only want to be able to bring your new product, but you want to be able to help that retailer expand their category. And that means bringing in new and different people and being able to distinguish yourself from others. And so definitely, if you feel like that's part of the growth strategy for your business, build towards that, but also go into it with clear eyes and understand. That's important to understand what the requirements will be, and that, you know, again, one success in entrepreneurship, one success in life leads to more work versus it kind of solving problems for you from a retailer perspective. But yeah, incredible start to your business. Again, I know the affirmations are working because you pitched fearlessly, and I know the women that are using your products and that will use them in the future, they'll benefit from those affirmations as well. So thank you so much for coming up on stage. Well, let's go to Martin McCurtis. So just building on that retail conversation, Monique, I know you all got into a local retailer, a local store in Texas. What was that experience like? And I guess, is there anything else that you've learned from that retail experience?
Yes.
Yeah. So actually we've decided to, like I said before, grow in our own backyard first. So we are in a local store. They have over 300 stores, but we're only in about 8 of them. Mm-hmm. And we're delivering to those stores, and we're growing strategically, because it's nothing like being on the shelf and people are walking by and then the buyer is sending you your reports and you're not selling. So you want to be able to get your product out there and make sure people understand what it is barbecue sauce or everything sauce that we sell. If you don't taste it, it's hard for people to really support you because it's a food product, and we have tons of competitors. So we're growing in Texas, And we're excited about growing slow. We don't want to grow fast. We don't want to grow too quickly where we can't control the success of our company, because even if Walmart or Target or we get into all 300 stores, that's capital. Like, you have to have money to produce these products to put into the store. So growing slow has been working for us. The other thing is retail is great, but our e-commerce has been booming, and we really excited about the growth that we've had on our e-commerce platform, especially Amazon. And we didn't take advantage of Amazon before 2020. So grow slow, because, you know, when they send you those reports and you're moving 2 and 3 bottles a week, and now you're trying to go back to your team and plan strategically on how you can move through marketing and social platforms, it's important. So I always tell people, you don't have to grow too fast to be successful. You can grow slow and really build a name. For us, we want to be a household name. So if we want to be a Heinz, the next Heinz or the next McCormick, we can't try to do it fast because they'll crush us. So we have to be strategic about it.
Or they'll buy
us out.
Like, you know, if they see us as competition, they'll either decide to crush us or we're good enough for them to buy us. So like, there's only 2 options, but I totally agree with both of you. Like, my mom, she's right. The industry is definitely saturated. And you get on the shelf, that is real estate. So you're not just there like hanging out for fun, like, oh yes, my product's on the shelf. No, like, you're paying every single second that you're there. You better be making that store money, or you're not going to be on the shelf anymore. And when we learned that, that is what kind of lit the fire under us. Like, hey, we need to get more media exposure. We need to get more press, because you either pay for marketing or you get free marketing. And luckily for us, we've been able to get a lot of like free traction, but a lot of companies don't have that. They put millions and millions of dollars behind marketing, because that is what the CPG industry is about. You pay for your slot, and then you pay to make money in your slot. Like, that's really what it is. That's what I'm saying. For y'all who don't really have to deal with having like a glass product or have to deal with shipping hassles, you have a cheap shipping item, really try to succeed through e-commerce, because that is much easier than trying to be in retail right now. Like, they keep pushing back line reviews too because of the pandemic. So it's definitely hard. It looks amazing from the outside, like, wow, it's going to be beautiful to have the sauce on the shelf. And yes, we wouldn't trade it anything for the world, but it is another extra step and hassle that you're adding to your business. And if you're a small business, then you don't really need that on your plate at that time. So it's just really deciding, you know, what do you want to focus your energy and your time on? Because if you spread yourself too thin, you won't succeed in other places.
Yeah, definitely true. Definitely true. And Tyla-Simone, it sounds like, I know you're going to school in August, but you could certainly be teaching a course on this retail experience. And it's so important, you know, for retail to be an almost ubiquitous desire for anyone that starts a CPG brand. A lot of what you're sharing actually, you know, it's not Googleable. You have to talk to somebody, unfortunately. And so thank you so much for sharing that additional info. And it is incredibly important for entrepreneurs. If that's part of your vision, then that is great. Definitely pursue it, but definitely, again, go into it with clear eyes and know that there are going to be some requirements there to make it make sense for you and your business. But while we were getting schooled by Tyla-Simone, we had Martin McCurtis join us on stage.
What?
There you go. Well, Martin, we're happy to have you join us today. I see you driving, so make sure that you stay safe, but would love to give you an opportunity to share a little bit about your business. We'll give you 90 seconds, just like the other entrepreneurs, and you can start with your name, the name of your business, and then take it away with your pitch.
Hello, my name is Martin McCurtis. I'm CEO and founder of Point of Flow Inc. My product is the Momentum Dryer, and I'm here to change the world of hair and beauty with the world's best hooded hair dryer ever conceived by man. What makes this different? Why is this so special? This is why. If you had a hot cup of coffee, you're going to see steam and vapor rise. We took that as instructions on how to dry properly. What we do is we mimic the natural process of evaporation. We direct hot air and vapor upward at an angle, and when it makes contact with the moisture on the hair, it turns to vapor. And that release fan at the crown of the hood pulls out excess humidity, and it actually creates a low pressure environment, which actually allows hair to dry faster because it reduces the humidity level, which means while someone is getting their hair dry, they're actually breathing fresh air. This is my charcoal and fuchsia model, and this is my eggplant and silver. This is what the hair dryer looks like when it's in a collapsed position. Now, what does this upflow technology do? Well, first of all, it cuts drying time at least in half. Best performance was a 58% reduction in drying time. I've won 3 statewide entrepreneur innovation contests in first place. And regarding the market, the total available market right now is $17.3 billion worldwide. There's a serviceable available market of over 11.3 billion. And our service obtainable market is $23.7 million. And we believe we can change the world of hair and beauty in a big way.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Martin. Congrats on what you built so far. And I think we're all looking forward to trying out the hair dryer when it's available. And thank you for also going into a little bit more detail on the market opportunity, sharing that TAM sum, which really helps to quantify not only the size of the market, but also what you think you can get to with that serviceable, obtainable market at the end there. So would love to hear and ask from you, what kind of ask are you making, either from an investment standpoint or just make an ask of folks here in the audience? How can they support you, find out more about your business?
Well, that is the one thing I definitely left out. 1.5 million for a 15% equity stake in the product. And I just want everyone to know that this is my consumer model, but this concept is meant to be put in salon models as well. See, with the environment the way it is, as far as COVID, as far as how tough it is on businesses these days, to give them a product that increases their efficiency and it significantly is something that's really big. Normally, when products come out in hair and beauty, you hear them say it's 10% faster, it's 15% faster. Well, if it takes an hour to get your hair dry, that 10% is only 6 minutes. I mean, that's not worth investing in. You don't see a long line of people on Black Friday standing in the line for 10% off. They come there when you're chopping a third, or in my case, we're giving people half of their time back. An hour turns to 30 minutes, an hour and a half is only 45 minutes. And that's the maximum, because I guarantee you it's going to be a lot faster. But because we reduce the amount of time hair is exposed to heat, we also allow hair to retain more minerals, vitamins, and vital nutrients essential for healthy hair. So the selling points are, it's faster, it's incredibly comfortable, and because we reduce the amount of time hair is exposed to heat, it's extremely healthy, and hair retains more minerals, vitamins, and vital nutrients essential for healthy hair. Now let me slow down and listen for a moment.
No, I was actually gonna compliment you because you did a Shark Tank thing. And I don't even know if you knew that you did it, but when you go pitch for Shark Tank, you only have a certain amount of time. And a lot of times people think like, let me put every single piece of information in my pitch. But what you learn when you're in the process of designing your pitch for Shark Tank, the casting and the producers tell you, you actually get time after you pitch to really go into those details, those granular details that you want to talk about that give more insight on your business. So when you're pitching, yes, you say the surface ideas, but when you get that opportunity to talk and get more time after the fact, you give even more information. And you did that very well, and you did an excellent job at that. And your dryer, it looks amazing. I hate drying my hair. My hands, they always get tired. Like I can only hold my hands up for so long, and it drives me crazy. So we definitely would love to check out your dryer. So keep us updated. Let us know what your social is so we can follow you, because it's great, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. I'm more concerned of how did a man be so fascinated with blow dryers?
Oh, it's not a blow dryer. It's a hooded blow
Hair dryer.
dryer.
Sorry, hair dryer.
Well, see, here's the story. Before my wife and I were married, we were living together, and on a Saturday, we live in Jackson, Mississippi. It's very hot and humid at times, and I'm sure you all can relate. But but she was getting her hair dried, and we shared the same bedroom, and we were watching TV. And after an hour, 10 or 15 minutes, she went and checked her hair in the mirror. She said, another hour. And I immediately just got frustrated because, I'm sitting there in a pair of shorts and a tank top. I'm just sitting there just relaxing, ready to go somewhere. And I'm being baked, and I'm not even the person that's underneath the dryer. So honestly, I call it a God-breathed idea. Einstein said, you're a genius if you go from A to D while skipping B and C. Well, I'm not going to say I'm a genius, but I will say that God took me from A to D, but he gave me the ability to understand B and C, which after sketching and writing down this idea and making a prototype, after going over it for years and investing in patents and prototypes and working on the concept, I was able to fill in B and C and understand why it works the way it does. And that's why I added the part in the presentation where it creates a low pressure environment. And because we're removing the moisture efficiently, unlike the technology that was, that's being used today, it's a lower humidity level. And everyone knows, now look, you're too young to remember. And you know what, Mama, you might be too young too. But you remember back in the days when you used to put a pair of jeans out on the clothing line?
Yes.
On the clothesline to dry.
I'm not that young, but yeah, I remember.
You don't know nothing about that. But let me educate you.
Yeah, I do. My grandmother had those wooden pins, safety pins. I remember.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm from Alabama, so my grandmother raised me, and I used to have to take a handful of clothespins and clothes and hang them out on the line.
Yes, and hang them on the line. I remember.
It was amazing meeting you. I love your energy. And one other thing I was gonna say is keep correcting people, because people are calling it a blow dryer, and continue correcting people, because people call my sauce a barbecue sauce all the time, and we are not a barbecue sauce. We are everything sauce. So stand firmly in your brand and who you are, and just be proud of yourself, because it's amazing what you're doing.
And I'll just make sure I do it in a nice way.
Yes.
Well, good stuff, Martin. Thank you so much for joining us. Congrats on what you built so far. Definitely looking forward to seeing your business continue to grow. And I wash my hair too, so I have to try it out at some point as well.
Oh yeah. Well, you know what? Any of your guys, this is one thing that really got me. I actually had a lot of people, a lot of guys that wear braids, locks, and things of that nature, and women are just much tougher than men are, because when it comes to sitting there and enduring that heat for a long period of time, guys, they'll just get up and walk away because they're just frustrated. But what I found out, not to drag the conversation on too long, is that women have to be trained to sit underneath those dryers from a young age, because it's not natural to endure that type of heat and discomfort while getting your hair dried. Now, I've had it tested at Helen of Troy Labs, and just everything I've learned about it has just really put me in awe of what people do in order to care for their hair. And I believe this is a way of doing it that's really going to allow people a more viable option. And I just want to make sure everyone knows this is not a Black product. This is not a white product. You might as well think of this as an iPhone. Everyone that talks on the phone can use an iPhone. Everyone with hair on their head can use this, because it's all about time, comfort, and health. And also, oh, hey, girls, I want to add one thing. The hair dryer has the ability to sense when your hair is dry. And when it senses your hair is dry, it'll automatically stop blowing hot and start blowing cool. So anyway, that's it. Sorry for taking up so much time, but thank you so much.
No, great job.
Yeah, great stuff, Martin. Great stuff. Well, thank you. I'm gonna move you down.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Put your information in the chat.
Yeah, definitely. Drop your website and social in the chat so everyone can support you. I think we are going to go ahead and close down now. So Martin will be our last pitch. But before we do that, would love to invite up to the stage there in Tulsa, Aaron or Brentum, someone from Atento, if you want to come up and talk a little bit about the work that you all are doing there and about this Tulsa's Emerging 100. We see the banner there, but would love to hear a little bit more about the actual program and what you're doing.
Well, first of all, thank you so much, Brandon, for this. For everyone who's here, wouldn't you guys like to do this again sometime soon? We really appreciate everything that you've done. But for just a second, if you don't know about Tulsa's Emerging 100, it is a program, a three-way partnership between Atento Capital, Tulsa Economic Development Corporation, and Sky's the Limit, which is a digital platform for all of our entrepreneurs. And basically, what we're here to do is help minority entrepreneurs and underserved entrepreneurs start up and stand up their businesses. And really what we want to do is be a facilitator and an ecosystem for our entrepreneurs to be able to grow their businesses. So whether you have an idea that is out of left field, or you're selling something out of the back of your trunk, or you're doing well and you want to continue to expand and grow, here at Tulsa's Emerging 100, we want to be a home for you to help you grow and continue to expand your ideas and your dreams in your business. And so we thank you guys so much for everything that you guys have got a chance to do so far, and really appreciate that. So Brandon, thank you so much. There's a few other things that we'd like to say. Aaron? Okay, perfect. Thank you guys so much again for all that you have done. And our entrepreneurs, let's give another hand of applause for everything that they got.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for partnering with us on our virtual tank event. Thank you so much for joining us today. And definitely looking forward to seeing a lot of these businesses continue to grow. But Aaron, do you have something?
Brandon, if you and these wonderful ladies down in Houston would indulge us, we have two more people that are here today. If they could get their 90 seconds, we really would appreciate it. Is there any way?
Yeah, as long as Monique and Tyla-Simone are good, I'm fine with it.
We're here.
Y'all good with it?
Yes.
Please,
Yeah.
thank you for indulging us. Come on up, Ashley and Lynn. All right, so we have two more, just two more, and we'll wrap up. Thank you so much. We're gonna have Ashley, and then we'll have.
Okay.
Let me know when you're ready, Brandon.
Yeah, come on up, Ashley. All good.
Hi everyone, how you guys doing? My name is Ashley Dubose, and I am the head chef and owner of L'Amour Cuisine. Oops, sorry. Better. Within the Tulsa community, there aren't many options for Caribbean food or any Haitian food. Because of this lack of diversity, L'Amour Cuisine aims to bring Haitian and Caribbean cuisine to the Tulsa community with a creative twist. We believe that food can be enjoyed while still being healthy, and our flavors are out of this world. Statistically speaking, the sales of retail and food services amounted to $6.2 trillion in 2019 alone, and are steadily increasing. Tulsa has a population of 402,000 people, and for $20 a plate, that's a potential net growth of over $8 million for L'Amour Cuisine. Since starting L'Amour Cuisine back in August of 2020, we've gone from having our first pop-up at a local church to catering at multiple events and pop-ups and preparing individual meal plans. We are still in the customer discovery stage of our business, but every event we've been a part of has been successful and given us positive feedback. L'Amour Cuisine is requesting $40,000 to help bring our food drinks to life. The funding would go toward purchasing a food truck, proper equipment, and hiring the right staff members. Thank you for your time.
And thank you for so much for sharing your business and for bringing some great Caribbean cuisine to your local area. I would love to hear what inspired you to begin selling your product to begin selling food. Was it literally that you were just looking for Caribbean food and couldn't find it, or has this been something that you've wanted to do for a while?
Well, I moved from North Dakota to Tulsa a year ago. I wanted to I wanted to open a food truck, just starting with smoothies and then introducing like Haitian food or any other cuisine, but trying to recreate it with healthy ingredients. And it wasn't until August, the end of July, God had put in my heart that I would be starting a Haitian and Caribbean cuisine. And through research and some people at the church I was attending were kind of like, hey, there's no Haitian restaurant in Tulsa and people don't really know what Haitian food is or the Caribbean. So I thought, why not have that in Tulsa for the community?
Yeah, makes sense to me. Monique, Tyla-Simone, what do you think about the business?
Well, we love food.
Yeah.
So we're excited to hear anything about food.
Yeah, Tyler-Simone was like, you love Caribbean food. I was like, I do love Caribbean food. No, I think it's great. I know you said the ask was for 40,000 for a food truck. Are you currently, like, what is your business model currently? Are you just catering and doing pop-ups and stuff, or where are you at right now in your business?
So right now I'm doing catering, pop-ups, individual meal plans. I have been looking at food trailers and food trucks just to start. The end goal is to open a restaurant in Tulsa. I have found like a food trailer for like 20,000. Most of them are usually 20,000. So I figured half of that could go into that, and then getting the supplies and hiring the right people to kind of help, bring the vision to life.
I don't know if this is an option there, but have you thought of, I know some breakfast spots close at like 3 p.m. Have you thought of maybe renting shared space with another restaurant so you don't have to invest too much money up front in the beginning, and you can run your Haitian restaurant maybe in the evening and be more of a dinner spot?
Or like a ghost kitchen, basically.
Right.
Wow, I never thought about that. That would be good because I really didn't know anything about that. Thank you.
Yeah, ghost kitchens have become very popular, and you really just connect all the apps like DoorDash, Uber Eats, Postmates, like all of those, and the people in your community can just have it delivered to you, and all you have to focus on is just staying in your kitchen and cooking the food, and the drivers come pick it up. So it cuts some costs for you for like gas and travel expenses, overhead, employees. You don't need as many because y'all are just all cooking all day. You don't have to do that customer service part as much. So just some things like that could make it a little easier.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
Yeah, congrats. And thanks so much for sharing what you've been working on with us. And yeah, I think that idea of being able to partner with another local business who may have shorter hours, that makes a lot of sense to me. Either taking the afternoon and evening slot from a breakfast place, or even maybe doing a later evening, late night spot from a place that has more traditional hours. Yeah, definitely. Aaron, who do we have?
Last one here, Brandon. Lynn Hernandez.
All right, Lynn.
All right.
Give us your name of the business, and then take it away.
Okay, my name is Lynn Hernandez, and the name of the business is going to be The Drive-Thru. Although I have a great idea phase. I don't have a drive-thru. I'll start with the problem first. Has anybody, instead of a show of hands, I just want to hear you. Has anybody ever gone into a convenience store but maybe didn't have time to run into a convenience store? Has anyone had, does anyone have a lot of children or any children? Yeah. All right. So this can help them. I'm all about convenience. So I know there's a lot of convenience stores out there, but there aren't very many that have drive-through windows. There are some. Here in Tulsa, Oklahoma, and in Texas, there are over 900 Quick Trips. So I'm going to use Quick Trip as an example. So the difference between my convenience store and a Quick Trip is that a Quick Trip, you have to get out of your car to go in and get something, unless it's a QT kitchen item. So if you want something, one of their hot burritos or something, then you can go through their drive-through. But if you want a 2-liter thing of Coke, an Oklahoma lottery ticket, and a $3 pack of gum, you got to go inside. With my convenience store, you won't. It's called the drive-through because you drive through the building. Your whole car goes through the building. It's not a drive-up window. Has anyone had to go into a convenience store when it's pouring down rain and you just dreaded it, but you had to? Yeah? Okay, this you wouldn't have to do that. Even some drive-through windows are convenient, but you roll your window down and there you just got water all over your car. All right, so this is different. It's a lot different. As a matter of fact, the little town I grew up in Ohio had 2 of them. And this is a small town in the middle of nowhere. I moved to Austin in 1992 and I lived there for 9 years and I loved it. I moved to Dallas after that. I lived there for 4 years and I loved it. And I moved to Tulsa, and 11 years ago, I had my first child. As a single dad, I was terrified. Even getting him out to go to the store terrified me. And I thought to myself, why isn't there a drive-through convenience store like I used to have when I was younger? And then it dawned on me, there aren't any. And I thought back, I don't remember seeing any in Dallas, Fort Worth either, or Austin. I thought, God, light bulb. It isn't sexy. It isn't tasty barbecue sauce, but it's a convenience. It's a service. Anyone that's driving can utilize this. Anyone that's in a hurry and all they want is something like that you can't get through a drive-through window, a Quick Trip, you can do that. I went through Brahms one time, and same thing. My kids were asleep in the car. We really needed milk. And I asked the guy, I go, is there any way I can just get a gallon of milk? I was in the drive-through. No, sir, we can't do that. I can see it right there. You can't. No, sir, I can't do that. Okay, give me just 2 large milks then. So I thought there has got to be a market for this. So like I said, I'm in I got a great idea stage. The problem is really kind of a convenience. I mean, anyone with a handicap, there's handicap spots right in front of the door, but I just got to believe if they had a way, they didn't just have to get out at all, but they wanted to get, a thing of pop on their way to somewhere, then they could just drive through the drive-through. So I'm hoping that I can ask for enough to start the business. I have zero. I have nothing right now except an idea. Thanks to Kaufman Fast Track, I'm taking a business course, a 6-week business. So we're going through that whole process. I reached out to my old university. I just happened to be wearing my University of Findlay shirt. They're going to help me create my business plan. To ask, a big question mark on what to ask for. I'm not sure how much a building costs. I don't know how many packs of Wrigley gum I'm going to have to buy. I'm not sure how many employees I'm going to have. I would like to have it 24 hours. So there's 3 shifts of people, at least a couple people each. I need attorneys, I need accountants, I need all kinds of folks to help me just get this up off the ground. It would have to be, a lot of people have been asking for $150,000. I would think at least that. So, but I would absolutely offer 20% back per year to any investor that helps me. I've learned in my business class about all kinds of crowdsourcing websites. So I've reached out to some of them and I'm just trying. I need your help. As a matter of fact, I'm very into helping small businesses, which was another reason why I started to do this. I lost my job in November and I was in radio for 16 years here in Tulsa. And I have all these contacts I know a little bit about marketing. I have a marketing degree, I have a communications degree. And so I know I have a little bit of that background. But what I don't have is capital. I don't have any money. But that's what I need. But to get back to the Oklahoma thing, I really want to help Oklahoma small businesses. So what I would love to do is have a whole rack of made in Oklahoma products. So Alpha Barbecue, we could have maybe some Alpha's barbecue specialized beef jerky or something you can't get in any of those 900 Quick Trips. So make a little bit special there if I can. So that's my idea. And I'm hoping that, that you guys can help me. And I would love to be on Shark Tank to pitch it too. I'd wear a Mavericks jersey.
Well, thank you so much, Lynn. Congrats on coming up with the idea, one, and then two, taking the next step to actually make your idea a reality. I think it's incredible that you've done that. Would love for you to, in terms of next steps, look at what kind of building you might need. Like what yeah, I know you may not know prices right now, but what kind of square footage might you need to make it make sense to convert a convenience store into a drive-through convenience, and then maybe you can work backwards from there to figure out, okay, uh, this size building, this square footage is going to cost about this much at a location that is going to get enough people driving by for it to make sense. And then maybe the build out to be able to drive a car through the space is going to cost this much. Maybe get some round numbers there to be able to help you start wrapping your mind around where you want to go. But Monique, Tyler-Simone, would love to hear what your thoughts are before we close out.
I get just to reply to that. I know exactly what I want. Okay. Have you seen all these car washes that have been popping up?
That's what I was about to say. I was gonna say you
Exactly.
could get like an old car wash, because like that's the first thing I thought of. Like that's the only thing that I know that a car goes through. Like never seen a car.
Or actually, these new ones are brand new. They look cool. They're made of glass. They have neon lights going through them. I talked to a small business owner that said, turn it into like a Route 66 neon light thing, and because we're on Route 66. And so that's sort of where I was hoping to go to.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Monique, Tyler-Simone, anything else from you?
No, I think it's a cool idea, definitely innovative. I will say, I know you have the name locked. Hopefully you've done your research to make sure it's available before you get excited about it. That's very important.
Yeah.
Because drive-through is a very easy word, and you have to just make sure that it can be cleared. If not, start thinking of a substitute so your feelings don't be hurt if it's not available. Also, in terms of, I know you said you're in a fast track course. I feel like just take it, as she would say, take it day by day, but take every day by storm. So just really focus on the now, and the future is great to look at, but focus on the present, because it seems like you have a lot going on because you just have such an amazing idea. So we get caught up in our ideas. We've been there, so I get it, but just really strategically plan out your steps to be successful from the idea to fruition. And that's my biggest piece of advice.
Yeah.
But good luck on your idea. It's amazing. I can't wait to see a drive-through driving through it.
Yeah. And like my mom said, like names are very important. The first thing I say when somebody asks me like, hey, this is the name I want to use, I'm like, okay, did you go to GoDaddy.com and lock down the domain? Did you check for the social media handles and make sure that you can get those? Because those things will define your brand. If you can't find the handle available on social media, and it isn't available as a website either, then that's probably not the best name because it's already taken. So of course you can still add drive-through at the back end, like we're Sienna Sauce. So we're still Sauce, but our name is Sienna. And then, it could be something like that. And find other ways. Like you said, you love Oklahoma and you want to support Oklahoma businesses. Continue implementing things like that you love into this business, because it will only make you want to go harder for it.
Yeah, definitely. Great advice. Thank you again, Lynn, for closing us out with with another great business. And of course, thank you again to Aaron and Brentum and the Atento team for the work that you're doing with Lynn and all of the other great entrepreneurs from Tulsa that we met, in addition to some other entrepreneurs from around the country who joined us to pitch their businesses this evening. Again, I'm Brandon Andrews with Values Partnerships. Enjoyed this virtual tank session with the Black Wall Street Chamber out of Tulsa, Atento Capital, and our Shark Tank alums, Monique and Tyla-Simone from Sienna Sauce. If you're interested in pitching to be on season 13 of Shark Tank, please visit sharktankdiversitytour.com/pitch. Submit your information, And I'd love, and that'll come directly to me. I'll take a look at it, and then we'll be sharing it with the team for consideration as the casting process continues to move forward. I'm excited for all of you to continue to build your businesses. Before we go, Monique, Tyla-Simone, any final words from you?
Oh, I just want to say thank you. We're excited to have been a part of this, meet so many amazing new businesses. We've, followed all. We can't wait to go online and support these companies as well. So, I mean, that's what it's just about, supporting one another. And it was great to hear different ideas. And some of them I think will do really well on Shark Tank. So I hope they take that extra step and really submit their information to you and see what happens, because you never know.
Yes.
Exactly. You guys are definitely the American dream. You started in that kitchen right behind you, and took it to Shark Tank, and now on shelf, and of course, I'm taking it all over. But Tyla-Simone, close us out if you had something else.
Yes, no, I was just gonna say again, great job, everybody. Big ups to everybody because y'all had a lot of courage. It takes a lot to pitch. I know because I pitch a lot and it's very nerve-wracking. So the fact that you guys fought through it and continued going, that's the biggest thing you can do. Never just stop in the middle of your pitch. So I'm proud of all you guys for that. And I can't wait to see, how your businesses grow, and live, love, and sauce it up.
Well, thank you, everybody. This has been Virtual Tank Black Wall Street Edition. I'm Brandon Andrews. Hope everyone has a great evening. And of course, looking forward to seeing your businesses continue to grow. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.